All new tonight, a leading attorney for Lahaina fire victims has learned firsthand what his clients went through. He and his wife, who is from Oahu, lost their home in the Palisades Fire in California this past January.
Our Daryl Huff spoke with the couple about their harrowing escape and how their knowledge about Lahaina helped save them.
I looked out the window and I saw this huge plume of smoke, and it was terrifying. Because the Lahaina fire was so fresh.
Mia Munro knows a lot about the Lahaina fires. She's from Hawaii, a graduate of Punahou School, a lawyer herself, and her husband, Jesse Creed, represents hundreds of families who lost loved ones, homes, and businesses on Maui.
I've listened to a lot of the stories that the locals had told about their horrifying experiences. So I felt a little in panic mode.
Jesse was at his office when Mia called about the smoke. Their two boys, 4 and 7, were at school in the Palisades.
I think from hearing all these stories from my own clients in Maui who said, you know, when that fire comes, it comes so fast. So I immediately told her, get a bag, pack up, get the heck out.
As fire entered the affluent subdivision, Mia collected the boys and left before any evacuation orders.
Especially with the winds, you just don't know how fast everything can just happen so quickly, that the lesson I took from Lahaina is get out of there.
Jesse stayed back to secure the house and now laughs recalling the panic that surprised him.
And I'm thinking to myself, well, you know, should I hose down the house? Which is such a ridiculous thought in the moment, okay?
Especially since you know what happened in Lahaina.
Yeah.
His escape delayed, he found himself in the middle of the nightmare on Sunset Boulevard.
When I left, by then the evacuation orders hit, and I was in bumper-to-bumper gridlock. I couldn't move anywhere. And my wife, who was able to leave earlier, thank God, with the kids, left. And she called me, and she's freaking out because I'm like, there's nowhere for me to go.
And then everyone's talking about how people are getting stuck on the road. So it was a scary experience.
He made it just ahead of hundreds who abandoned their luxury cars, which had to be bulldozed to allow fire trucks through.
The fire department had said, get out of your car and run, because it was so backed up and the fire was coming down. And the irony, I mean, shows how unprepared they were, is by giving that directive. I got to say, there's a lot of parallels, okay? The government there failed completely, all right? They issued an evacuation order 2.5 hours later.
Later, a neighbor sent them a chilling video. That's their house with the palm tree still standing between two other houses burning.
But we just knew that it was going to be done. They
confirmed the destruction in person.
And you can see like a completely charred, burned down stone. You know, and it's just incredibly heartbreaking. It's very sad. The community has just dispersed completely.
We didn't look for, valuables or anything. I mean, it just felt like everything was gone.
A month later, Jesse Creed stood before the Hawaii Supreme Court to argue on behalf of thousands of Lahaina survivors.
And they need every penny to restitch the fabric and bring the community back together. I know myself, as I just lost my home, my childhood home, my kids' schools, and my place of worship in the Palisades Fire. And people, when that happens, miss their community and they want to rebuild.
Jesse Creed won his argument here at the Supreme Court, clearing the way for more than $4 billion to begin flowing to Lahaina fire victims. At the same time, his family goes through the same recovery and rebuilding effort as his clients. Reporting from the Hawaii Supreme Court, Daryl Huff, Hawaii News Now.